Hello my dear friends, welcome back to our channel English with SHYAM Sir, and I am your SHYAM Sir. How are you all? I hope you are all well, and I believe your preparation is going absolutely well. In this session we have a beautiful article awaiting us. This article came on recent Hindu newspaper editorial column. This article is about Indian politicians and the present people, the parliamentarians. So like you all know, I am going to first explain this article in a simple and easy manner. As you know, I am not going to explain each and every line in the article. That is not my agenda. I want you to understand this article in a brief idea, in a very brief way, so that once you finish watching my video, I am going to share this article on our Telegram channel English with SHYAM Sir. You find this article there, read the article. Okay, so I am going to explain this article in a very simple way, 4 to 5 points. Then I am going to discuss with you English related information available on this article, like some important vocabulary and important grammar points. Are you ready, my dear friends? Here we go with this article. This article came on Hindu newspaper very recently with the headlines, "An alarming fall." Point number one, what is this article about? Like I have already said, this article is about Indian parliamentarians and their behavior. Every day or every time when there is a session in the parliament, we are surprised to see the behavior of the politicians. So this article is about that. Point number two, the article says one thing very openly: day by day the standards of the parliamentarians surprises everybody. Day by day the behavior of the parliamentarians in the parliament is drastically exacerbating, becoming worse and worse and worse. Point number three, why is it that happening? Yes, definitely when the parliamentarians don't really care for people's problems, it is obvious. So we can't blame the politicians completely for that. Only the blame should be on the people who have elected them and voted for them. So the biggest problem is that the parliamentarians who actually must focus on the issues to be debated in the parliament, that is not at all happening. The main points are always diverted and diluted. The politicians talk about everything in the parliament except what is to be actually focused on. Especially parliament for them is a place where they want to display their physical strength. Parliament today has become a place where the politicians want to display their influence and power. Very saddening parties. Parliament has become a place where the politicians try to exhibit their vulgarity. They use so much vulgar language that we can never imagine. Parliament has become a place where ruling party intentionally decides to trouble the opposition party and vice versa. Opposition party thinks the main objective of opposition party is to trouble the ruling party. Irrespective of, at times ruling party comes with a good idea, opposition party says it is wrong. So absolutely agenda is simple: mutual trouble. The objective is clear. They want to showcase their abilities. Unless and until they focus on the major issues and people's problems, there is no value for democracy. We proudly say to the entire world that we are the largest democracy. But what is the value of democracy? The value of democracy should be reflected in the behavior of the parliamentarians in the parliament. We believe in parliamentary system, but this is not something expected by the constitutional framers. Had the constitutional framers known that today we will have politicians like this sort, probably they would have opted another option. But never late than ever, it's high time we expected good politicians. We want good politicians who talk about actual problems. Nothing is impossible, but sometimes justice delayed is justice denied. So my dear friends, I have tried to explain this article in a very simple language without using tough vocabulary. This article has 15 to 20 vocabulary which most of us may not use in our colloquial communication. Are you ready, my dear friends? I try to explain this article in a very simple language. Now level 2, I am going to discuss some beautiful vocabulary presented in this article, my dear friends. So, alarming fall. What is meant by alarming? Alarming means what? Shocking, surprising. Alarming fall. Alarming means shocking, surprising. Fall. What does this fall refer to? Fall in the standards of Indian Parliament. Fall in the standards of parliamentarians' behavior. Opposition protests ruling party spite. What is meant by spite? Spite means, like I have said, desire to trouble others. Opposition party sometimes intentionally tries to trouble others, or probably the ruling party tries to do the same. Spite, trouble others, intention to trouble others. All these bad qualities exacerbated the situation. Exacerbate means make worse. Exacerbate means make worse. So all these bad qualities, unprofessional traits among the politicians exacerbated the situation, made the situation worse and worse. Refrain. What is refrain? Refrain means prohibit from doing something, prevent from doing something, prevent from doing something. Take a beat. What is meant by the idiom? It is a beautiful idiom, my dear friends. It is a beautiful idiom. Take a beat means take the trouble. Take a beat means take the trouble. Take a beat means take the trouble. Deliberating. See how beautiful the vocabulary is. What is meant by deliberating? When you say deliberating, do something very careful. Do something very carefully, okay? Deliberating. Do something very carefully, my dear friends. Do something very carefully. Reliance. What is meant by reliance? You know what rely is, right? Rely means depend. So reliance means, my dear friends, dependence. Reliance means dependence. Okay, reliance means dependence. Reliance. Rely on somebody. The preposition is what? Rely on. The preposition is rely on somebody. Don't rely on others completely for anything in your life. Don't rely on others completely. Rely means depend. Beautiful idiom. In tone and tenor. What an idiom this is. In tone and tenor. What is meant by the idiom? In tone and tenor. We use this idiom like this. How you say and what you say. In tone or tenor means what you say and how you say. Both are important, yes or no? I want to convince my father about something. So what I speak to my father and how I speak to my father, both are important. So tone and tenor means what I speak and how I speak. What I speak and how I speak, okay? I don't have to tell you what consequence is, right? Consequence is consequence, right? Repercussions, after effects. Consequent is after effect, isn't it? So chalo, I think there are some good number of vocabulary in this article. Let me try to find out a few more important vocabulary here. So I think then we can go to this, copied and who are utilizing is disruption has become more norm. These are all some simple vocabulary, my dear friends. Ploy. What is meant by the vocabulary ploy? P-L-O-Y, ploy. Ploy means a secret plan to trouble somebody. A secret plan to trouble somebody is called ploy. Okay, ploy. Adequate. What is meant by adequate? Enough. Adequate means enough, my dear friends. Adequate means enough. Adequate means enough. Unseemly scenes. What is meant by unseemly? U-N-S-E-E-M-L-Y. What is meant by unseemly? Confused. You watch sometimes the parliament sessions. You don't know what the hell is happening over there. Confused scenes, unseemly. Confused scenes, okay? Unseemly is confused scenes. Very important, my dear friends. See, the advantage of learning vocabulary directly from the newspapers is you have a sentence ready, see. Then you can easily remember. If you get by heart unseemly, you can't remember it too long. But unseemly scene, confused scene. See, Stray usage of words. What is meant by stray usage? Stray usage means random usage. Lot of times politicians talk rubbish. They talk absolutely nonsense sometimes. So stray usage means what they talk is absolutely random, not well planned or no logic. Stray dogs, remember like that. Stray usage, something spoken without proper thinking. Furore, what is meant by furore, my dear friends? You all know what furore is, right? Furore means, yes, lot of mess happening in the parliament, correct? Sometimes a lot of mess happens in the parliament. That's called furore. That's called furore. Heckling. What is meant by heckling? Heckling is also insulting somebody or troubling somebody, okay? Heckling means insulting somebody or troubling somebody. Exemplify. What is meant by exemplify, my dear friends? Exemplify means be an example. See, exemplify means be an example. The behavior of the parliamentarians today in the parliament exemplifies how unethical the politicians are, okay? Exemplify means be an example. So we have discussed around 15 beautiful vocabulary, my dear friends. Let us see if there are some more beautiful words. Decorum. Wow, what is decorum? Behavior. Punitive action. Wow, what is punitive action? Something done as a punishment. Something done as a punishment. Brook. Wow, what a vocabulary. Brook. Tolerate. Brook means tolerate. Hostility. Wow. What is hostility? Dislike. The two brothers recently developed hostility, towards each other. Hostility means dislike. Hostility means dislike. Yes or no? Hostility means dislike. So let me write those words. Decorum, punitive, brook, hostility. See, beautiful words. Decorum, punitive, brook, hostility. How beautiful the words are, my dear friends. Brook, hostility. See, decorum, punitive, brook, hostility. How beautiful these words are. Yes or no, my dear friends? How beautiful these words are. Are you really, what happens is when we learn the vocabulary directly from the newspaper, the biggest advantage is, my dear friends, the biggest advantage is you will remember them in a very easy manner, okay? The advantage of reading vocabulary from the newspaper is you can remember them in a very simple language, my dear friends, okay? So already we have discussed this word, that is exacerbated, becoming worse. Exacerbated, becoming worse. Then let me try to find out if there are any more vocabulary. See, hostility, enmity, you remember in a simple language, enmity. Wow, what a vocabulary. Onus. Onus means what? Who will tell me what onus is, my dear friends? Onus means responsibility, Onus means responsibility, my dear friends. Onus, responsibility. Onus, responsibility. Don't you think so? Onus is very interesting, my dear friends. Onus is responsibility. Onus is responsibility, okay? Onus is responsibility, my dear friends. Chalo, let me try to find out if there are any more good vocabulary. Deliberating is already over. What is deliberating? Doing something very carefully, yes or no? Consequence, everybody knows what consequence is. I think yes. Precedent. What is precedent, my dear friends? Something happened in the past which you consider as an example, okay? As an example. So rely means depend, Rely means depend. Bedrock. Wow, what is bedrock? Bedrock means the fundamental thing. Democracy is the bedrock of India. Democracy is the bedrock of our governance. Democracy is the bedrock of our, progress. I'll give you a better example of bedrock. Vocabulary is the bedrock in English language. Reading English newspaper is a bedrock of, success, bedrock to success. I hope you got it right. So I think I tried to cover good number of vocabulary, my dear friends. I don't want to extend further. I believe that I tried to cover good number of vocabulary, but I want you to read this article also. So the video is not yet over. I'm going to choose 3 beautiful vocabulary and I want you to create good examples using those 3 words. Vocabulary number 1, my dear friends, exacerbate. Create a beautiful example with this. And let me give you, yes, heckling. I want a beautiful example from you. Unseemly. I want a good example from you using these three words. My dear friends, watch this video, try your examples with these three words. Whatever vocabulary I have discussed with you, 20-25 words, write them in your running notes. But more importantly, I am going to share this article on our Telegram channel, English with SHYAM Sir. Do read the article right away. I hope you like this video. If yes, like this video and share this video with your friends, and keep following our English channel, English with SHYAM Sir in English. If you want the same explanation in Telugu, you can follow another channel with the name English with SHYAM Sir. If you want to know the details of all our channels, you can get the details of all our channels in the description. Good luck, signing off, your SHYAM Sir.